Talking about unemployment insurance, college affordability, minimum wage. Well, there are issues Senator Brian Schatz is busy working on in Washington, D.C., and he is joining us this morning before he has to head back to the wintry weather there in Washington, D.C. Thanks for giving us a little time this morning.
My pleasure to see you. Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start off first. You've got a couple of bills that just signed into law that are making an impact across the nation. Very proud of, I would imagine.
Well, we were very pleased because President Obama was able to sign into law two provisions of legislation that I authored last week, and it was neat to see him signing one of my bills into law in Kailua. The first is the Native Veterans Memorial Act. This is something that Senator McCain and Senator Inouye had been working on for 20 years. This is going to allow us to, on the National Mall, properly honor our Native veterans who participate in military action at a higher percentage than any other group of Americans. So we're pleased to move that forward. We also passed an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act, which will require the Department of Defense to build smart growth communities. What that means is that it's going to be a little denser, a little more energy efficient, and it's going to be more pedestrian friendly. This is going to be good for our service members who want better quality of life at their bases and installations. It also saves money on electricity costs, which is really going up and up for the DoD.
And something that the state and the counties are focusing on outside of the military bases as well, so hopefully that will continue to blanket our communities.
Absolutely.
So you're heading back pretty soon, and boy, starting Monday, you're just going to hit the road running because you got a very important issue coming up with the extending unemployment benefits, something it's been so hotly debated with lawmakers, and you feel very strongly about it.
Well, I do feel very strongly about this, and this is something that used to pass with broad bipartisan support. The recognition was that as long as unemployment was high in certain areas, that you would extend long-term emergency unemployment insurance for those who are still looking for a job but unable to find it. The Congress left town, specifically the House literally left town, allowing those unemployment insurance benefits to expire on December 28th.
Quite an issue with that.
Yeah, and they went home for Christmas, but they caused all of those millions of people still looking for work to have a terrible Christmas.
Thousands here in Hawaii.
That's right, about 1,900 in the state of Hawaii. So on this coming Monday, we're going to go back, and hopefully we'll be able to have a bill to extend those benefits by the end of the week on the president's desk.
Now, I know so many issues, of course. This is just one of many. One more, just real quick, we want to touch on that you've been very passionate about, too, is helping college students and making sure that they're properly funded, and that's coming up soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is one of the middle-class issues of our time. People are increasingly unable to move up the economic ladder because of the cost of college, but we still spend $150 billion a year in direct student aid. The problem is that the cost of college keeps going up and up and up. There are solutions. Chris Murphy, who's another young senator, he's from Connecticut, he and I are working on this together, and we've got the support of some of the more senior members of the Education Committee because there's broad bipartisan recognition that the cost of college is a real middle-class issue. It's an issue for a lot of our families in Hawaii. So we're going to introduce the legislation next week, and we're looking forward to having hearings and try to solve this problem in the next couple of years.
Well, no surprise that this would just start off as an extremely busy year for you right off the bat. So thank you again for giving us a couple of minutes, and a safe trip home.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, Senator. You too. All right.